welcome everybody, and welcome back to Tony's Top Tips Workshop. This video works in conjunction with the one I've just recently done, which is using a laser on the 4040 Pro. And somebody messaged me and said, will the rotary work on the 4040 Pro as using a laser? Yes, it will. I've got it working. I'm going to show you it working. I've one or two things that I've done, makes it a little bit easier. But also, what posed to me was that I like using my offline controller. I think it's a brilliant piece of kit. I get no dropouts. You put the program in on the chip, you set it running, it does the program and it finishes. The longest I've had on here now is 2.5 hours, and it just run through it. No hiccups, no stalling, no dropouts, nothing. It just run. So I find it personally quite good. But can you use the laser in conjunction with the offline controller? Well, yes you can. And I'll show you exactly how to do it. It'll only be a simple line engrave, but I should show you it working on a piece of old brush handle. Wife's going to kill me when she finds out that I've chopped 6 inch off a brush handle. But anyway, so what we'll do is I'll take it over to PC and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Right, what we've got to remember is when we set the A-axis up, or 4th axis, because it's dedicated, then you normally, as you do, you go up to the rotary setup, and as you do with Lightburn, and you set up, it's a chuck, and remember it's in down here, it's enable rotary. Now it's enabled there, but even if you don't enable it there, you can enable it there because it is installed. It's on the A-axis, and then it's obviously 360 degrees. Okay, it's not minimum, it's degrees per rotation. Okay, and that's the object diameter, which what I was engraving was 27 mil diameter, thereabouts roughly. It was only to show you, and that gives you, then it works out the circumference. Once you've set that up, that's it on that sense. Your actual rotary will work. Okay, and it's down enabled there. It's connected up by USB, and it's connected to, as you can see there, GRBL CNC 4040 COM3. Okay, I'm just doing a little engrave toner, that sort of line engrave. I'm using it at 15% power. It's only to mark it. I've got air assist on, got the pump connected. I'll show you that. Now, when you go over to here, like when I'm using, as I explained in the previous video, I have some macros set, which when I come on here Lightburn, I've been using it at CNC. I set the macro running, which is that, and that will be acted upon once you actually click on set laser on the CNC, and it puts it set laser, so it locks that for the laser use. Okay, when I finish with that, I go back to reset to CNC. Okay, but I have another couple of sort of macros, and that is, I'll show you this one. Now that G92 space A0, that, what that does is when you actuate that, wherever you've moved the actual A-axis to a 4th axis, it will zero it out, so it zeros. Okay, and that, I'll show you this one, that is G91 space GO space A90. Although they're not O's, they're zeros. And what that does is that'll tell the A-axis, so you can test it, to turn 90 degrees. Okay, now the only other thing that I've altered in this, and I was sent a little bit of information by a chap he knows more about G-code than me, obviously. And he said, I was having a bit of a, you know, to and fro chat with him, nice chat. And he said, how are you finding it? I said, all right. I said, it takes a little bit of understanding the G-code, but I'm slowly getting there. I'm not a spring chicken, so things don't sink in as quick as they should do. And he said, right, he said, what's your A-axis moving like, speed-wise? I said, well, it's okay, but no matter what I do, it doesn't seem to go any quicker. He said, right. He said, type in $113 or 113 equals, well, when you first do it, if you type in $, enter, in the console, which is here, you find out when you come and look at $113 equals, it'll say 1,000 there. Now he told me to increase it to 1,800, so I did do. And once I'd done that, lo and behold, yeah, it moves a little bit quicker. So when you test it, and what you do is you test it before and you test it after, once you've altered it. And that's what I did, and it moves significantly quicker. So I've left it 1,800. He said, you'll probably find out the 1,800 be okay for you. I took his word for it, I've done it, and it works. This is what I mean. You can't possibly do, you know, try and struggle through. Sometimes you have to ask for help, and no one should be shy of asking for help. I certainly have asked for help on numerous occasions, and I always get the help, you know, or get an answer back, or always get the help anyway. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. The cutler is 1,500 millimeters a minute, 15% power on, and it's got air assist on. Okay, it doesn't matter about switching there because it's not controlled by the software. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll set this in motion. Ready? Set the job, and here we are. What you've got to remember with this as well is you're restricted to roughly what height. You're not going to get any big tumblers on here or anything like that, because you're limited by the height and how high that comes up to actually what you've got in the chuck and what you can get in the chuck. You could get something a little bit larger in if you actually reversed your headstock around your chuck and then work twistings, packings underneath this. But it's heavy enough, you don't need to bolt it down or anything, but this isn't bolted down. But the problem is, you would hit this, and I had to put this on the very bottom hose, because obviously it's bigger, and what happened was, it would have hit the tailstock, so I had to lift it up. So you are restricted to what you can actually get into the chuck and engrave. Just like when you were actually using it as a CNC machine. Not the quickest. There we are. Okay, I'll show you the job finished. So it's quite I think about 17.5 size letters. So, but yeah, and it just works. So it's no different to my laser. It's a little bit slower. So, but what I'm going to do now is show me that I'm going to do the very same job, but I'm going to do it on the offline controller. Right, here we are back at the PC. Now you've just seen it complete, sent it to it, and it's just plugged in as you would do for the CNC, and as I say, there's nothing really. I've changed the speed of it, but you don't have to do that, but I have, because it does work a little bit slow. I've not altered anything in the G code from the settings that I use to actually get the laser to work. Just plug the rotary in, and that were it. I've had no issues whatsoever. I'm not saying other people will have issues, because I'm sure that somebody will have issues. But right, what we're going, same job, only this time must make sure that you're disconnected from the USB and your offline controller is in, okay? And then what you do is, when you've got your job there, if you go to your console, I always click that to show all, but you don't have to, okay? And all I do is, for that job, I go save G code. And when you save the G code, name it to what you want to save it. I've saved this as a onto the original 1 GB micro SD card, and I've just saved it test file laser, and that's it. So that ain't in, because I've already saved mine onto the chip and it's in the offline controller. Okay, so you save it, press save, and it saves it to the little memory stick or SD card, micro SD card. We'll go over to the machine now and I'll show you the offline controller working, and we're going to do the very same job. Okay, right, here we are at the offline controller. Machine switched on, just switch it on, it's all set ready to go. Okay, first thing is go down to settings, make sure you've got the on 4th axis. Okay, go back to there, prepare. Now there's nothing to move because it's set up, but what I do is go down to your start project, which is there, click on that, and then just make sure everything's zeroed, that's all. It's zero because it was zeroed when I originally used it, but if you've moved it at all or you move it back, just zero them out once you've got it to a point. Okay, and then you go down to here, look for your file, there's no file, just go down and select the test laser G code. Okay, and go down to your play there, and then once you press that, and it's working the same as it did when connected to the PC. So this is a bonus for me. I can use the laser with the offline controller. Well, I say the whole idea of what the videos have shown is that, you know, people saved up and bought these. They haven't just been able to buy them. I've had one or two people say, you know, we love the machinery that you've got, but they can't afford that. This is a cheaper way that they can get to laser engraving as well. Limited, but it is there, so you can do it with a small budget and use the CNC 4th axis and the offline controller. All it is doing is reading the G code as it would do sent from Lightburn, connected by USB. And the job's gone back. Now obviously you can just move that out of the way. That's all I do is move that now, and I'll show you the job. Now here we are, you can see that. That's done from the offline controller. and that one's done there, one way round because I've just turned it round. That one's done from the PC, okay, same as that one, the PC. That had no air assist on, that one, as you can see, a little bit of charring. That had air assist on the PC, using Lightburn, connected USB, offline controller, via export and the G-code. So there you are, proof of the pudding. Okay, right, we're back round at the PC now. Just to recap on it, really, it's you know, for all those out there, and I've had quite a few actually, compliments saying, you know, they love the equipment that I've got on this, that and other, but you know, there's an awful lot of money in what I have, and not everybody can do that. I've been fortunate, very fortunate, that I've been able to do it, but there's people out there that save up for these CNCs, every last penny they've got, and they can get one, and then they want to progress. They can't afford a separate laser unit. Go the way I've just shown you. Get a small, don't have to be expensive, laser unit. It works on the CNC, it works with Lightburn, the rotary 4th axis works, and also the offline controller works. There's just steps what I've explained in the video. I've done nothing, I've had no hiccups whatsoever. I've connected them, they've run. It's just finding out the best way to run them, that's it. And as I say, all I've altered is the $113 to 1800, not 1,000 at what it was, but that's immaterial. It's just something I did. It worked straight away without altering those. So and remember, you can use the facility in Lightburn for the macros. Now, I've not tested this on Candle or any other software for operating this. I'm surely I only use Lightburn and the offline controller. Vectrix Aspire is my CNC software, so I only really use two, and I stick to what I know. I paid the money out for them. They're not cheap. Is Vectrix Aspire, so I use it. But that's the video, conclusion to the video. And remember, please give me your feedback. Let me know how you've got on if you are deciding to, and you have purchased the laser unit and you're trying to use the 4th axis or the offline controller. Just let me know. If I can help you, I will do. Can't always help everybody, but we get through sometimes with some of them subscribers. We have a bit of a laugh, but there we go. It's proof of the pudding. It all works. Right, so please thumbs up, like and subscribe. As I always say in my videos, everybody be safe, be careful, and bye for now.